kind of chop it up and talk about those plays, talk about their team, and just their experiences, here. Hey guys, due to COVID-19, as you know, the annual Alumni Game just can't take place this year. But I thought it'd still be very important to find a way for our alums to get together in some form or capacity. And also allow for them to tell some old stories and for our current team to be able to to get to know some of their forefathers here with our program. Just trying to think of ways to get everybody together. I thought that what we may do is go ahead and put together some highlights from some old games, and have the alums just kind of chop it up and talk about those plays, talk about their team, and just their experiences here at Tusculum. So what we have for you here is the 2015 game versus Catawba, and some highlights from the 2019 game versus Coker. To talk about the highlights that they were in or they're experienced. We've got Tyler Schaefer, Nate Wade, Andrew Kranzberger, Keegan Bell, Quinn McKittrick, and Liam McDonald. So, very blessed to have those guys, talk to us about, their time here at Tusculum. And hopefully this will be the first of many, but, enjoy. Here we go. We'll start with the first clip. So, guys, first off, this is a clip from the 2015 Catawba game. Crayons, I don't even know if you remember, but again, this was our second conference win of all time, and it was the first win against Catawba in program history. So,
oh my God, I remember Ben Thompson and I burning down Tusculum after. That was an awesome win.
Well, it survived, so thank God. I'm still employed, so thank you for not going full go on that.
And your boy Coogan Lethko, the three of us were going ham on Tusculum campus.
That's a scary trio there. What'd you think of that? Any thoughts from that play?
I thought it was soft D, honestly. How are you giving this guy a wide open look? I would have been locked down right on. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even lock him down. I probably would have gave him same shot. You just finished in tight there, which is a first for this guy.
Yeah, very, very uncharacteristic.
No doubt. But what we caught one of the few occasions there. I think we got two of those finishes actually with this video package. So, Crans, what were your thoughts? What do you remember from the play or from the game?
I'd say Dallas made the right decision, not taking the shot. Yeah, it probably would have sailed over the net, and he made the right decision, making the extra pass to the guy that he knew was going to score. That's all it was.
Next clip here is from the 2019 Coker game. So, Quinn, if you can remember, this was a pretty big game because we started the season pretty hot that year. And then we had a rough patch once we kind of got into conference play, and this win got us back, kind of on the right path and set us up to make the playoffs that season. So. Hey guys, due to COVID-19, as you know, the annual Alumni Game just can't take place this year. But I thought it'd still be very important to find a way for our alums to get together in some form or capacity. And also allow for them to tell some old stories and for our current team to be able to to get to know some of their forefathers here with our program. Just trying to think of ways to get everybody together. I thought that what we may do is go ahead and put together some highlights from some old games, and have the alums just kind of chop it up and talk about those plays, talk about their team, and just their experiences here at Tusculum. So what we have for you here is the 2015 game versus Catawba, and some highlights from the 2019 game versus Coker. To talk about the highlights that they were in or experienced. We've got Tyler Schaefer, Nate Wade, Andrew Kransberger, Keegan Bell, Quinn McKittrick, and Liam McDonald. So very blessed to have those guys talk to us about their time here at Tusculum, and hopefully this will be the first of many. But enjoy. Here we go. We'll start with the first clip. So, guys, first off, this is a clip from the 2015 Catawba game. Crans, I don't even know if you remember, but again, this was our second conference win of all time, and it was the first win against Catawba in program history. So,
oh my God, I remember Ben Thompson and I burning down Tusculum after. That was an awesome win.
Well, it survived, so thank God. I'm still employed, so thank you for not going full go on that.
And your boy Coogan Lethko, the three of us were going ham on Tusculum campus.
That's a scary trio there. What'd you think of that? Any thoughts from that play?
I thought it was soft D, honestly. How are you giving this guy a wide open look? I would have been locked down right on. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even lock him down. I probably would have gave him same shot. You just finished in tight there, which is a first for this guy.
Yeah, very, very uncharacteristic.
No doubt. But what we caught one of the few occasions there. I think we got two of those finishes actually with this video package. So, Crans, what were your thoughts? What do you remember from the play or from the game?
I'd say Dallas made the right decision not taking the shot. Yeah, it probably would have sailed over the net, and he made the right decision, making the extra pass to the guy that he knew was going to score. That's all it was.
Next clip here is from the 2019 Coker game. So, Quinn, if you can remember, this was a pretty big game because we started the season pretty hot that year. And then we hit a rough patch once we kind of got into conference play, and this win got us back, kind of on the right path and set us up to make the playoffs that season. So.
Yeah, no, like that crease play in that set is absolutely perfect. In that, Coach, do you count from a top or behind? I forget.
It came from up top.
So that 3-1-2 set you got there, that crease play is kind of what you expect, right? He stayed high until the ball got low. Liam drew the guy and perfect cut down to the ball, catch that easy finish. That's exactly what you look for there. That's beautiful.
Good deal. Yeah, I mean it's kind of off ball mirror play there. They hit the fade. Fade was pushed, and that bottom guy kind of leaked into the crease there, and Kale was able to get his body balanced again, ready to receive a pass there, and was able to finish. So just kind of textbook Tusculum lacrosse there. But Quinn, any thoughts, any memories from the game or the play, whatever?
I just know that every goal in this game was a big goal. I remember Keegan finally just putting it to bed with that empty netter where he just had like 5 guys draped on him. So basically, I'm not a no guy, so every goal in here was big. I just remember that.
Well, and with Coker, every goal's big. Coker's my favorite team to play. That there was no game you went to where the fans didn't chirp you and you had a blast just being there, man. That those games always fired me up. Those Coker guys, man, and the fans. Always a blast, always a game, whether it's a close game or a blowout. It was always one of my favorite games. I'd circle it on the schedule. Probably the biggest game I would get up for every year.
Dude, there's no doubt. They still all the fans sitting there right on the field chirping. I mean, how many times did they come after you, Quinn?
Oh, they come at my knee. I think every team comes at my knee or my hair, either or. Pick your poison.
Did they call you a sponge? Because the first time I ever heard anyone call someone a sponge was with Coker fans.
No, I didn't get. Usually it's like go after his knee or like something like this. This guy's wearing a leg sleeve. I'm like, all right, that's enough.
You got less creative and more aggressive. It sounds like.
That's right.
Oh my God!
He had 2 righties. One of his 2 righties right there. So, again, what are your thoughts there from that play? I guess first, Quinn, anything you see there?
Man, that's just a good look, and that's just good look, good finish. Like I don't know who passed that. I think Nate, but just finding that open guy.
Swag Boyd.
Swag Boyd. Okay, well, it was Swag Boyd finding that open Chris Ryan dirty grease ball in there. Good talk.
Yeah. Chris had a lot of money riding on that game, so you knew he had to make that finish.
Whoa, NCAA.
It was Chris to make a righty goal plus 1,000, so he had to have it.
Good stuff. But yeah, definitely a good look there by Boyd. Him and Chris always had pretty good chemistry, on the field together. So, just a kind of a look that we relied on a lot, back then with that 2015 team. So
yeah, defender up like he was Tony Gatewood or something, man. It was wild.
Ooh, there should be no Tony slander on
hey,
this.
That's my boy.
Tag team partner right there.
Yeah, that's my boy. Don't talk shade on Tony. Tony Blaze, baby.
No doubt. All right, let's go here to the next clip.
That would just look like a lot of effort for a man up goal.
Well, that's my fault. Like I had us we weren't really generating a lot of goals in our traditional EMO set, so I had them like kind of running around. And by us moving around and creating so much movement, it made the defense have to move around, and we literally scored there off of like 2 passes, maybe 3 passes.
They lost their shape pretty quick there. I don't know why they were following like that.
Well, luckily they did, because it resulted in a G, so we'll take it. Yeah. But anything else you kind of see from that, Kranz?
I mean, it's good movement. I mean, the shot there, it looked like he put it low corner, which for Tusculum Lacrosse, in the words of Coach Carrington, I mean, he wasn't shooting like an.
Gotta edit that part out, but yes. All right, thank you. Quinn, anything you remember from that play?
I don't know. It just looked like I think that was Liam making that pass coming around. It's pretty tough to see, but it's just a good look. You tell that all the D thought he was just driving to dirt. And it was just a good look on that bottom. I think that was either Sean or Lowe who shot that, and you could tell that they faded too.
I think that was Nate Raymond who shot that one.
Big baby Nate Raymond?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that works too, baby.
All right. What do you think there, Quinn?
Man, that first GB, that's just like all scrap, all in on that guy. As soon as Catawba picked it up, there was another guy on him. Eventually the ball popped out. That's just that scrap, 100% dog mentality. Then getting it up the field, and I think that was Nate that potted that, it looked like. That was just a good look, good finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of good scrap there on the GB to kind of get that thing started. It's some old school guys in on that play. It's like Mitch Chapman in on there.
Jake Smith with the doom hammer.
Say again.
Jake Smith with the doom hammer there.
Yeah, no doubt. And Tyler Schaefer was in on that too.
Oh, yeah.
But Kranz, what do you think?
Oh man, I just love to see that. That is the Tusculum Lacrosse that I remember right there. The Jake Smith doom hammers, the Mitch Chapman, with the handles, Tyler Schaefer running it over midfield, and then hitting Nate Wade going straight downhill and just doing what Nate Wade does best, finishing. That right there is exactly what I remember from my career.
Keegan is a guy who did not play in that game. What did you see? You recognize any of those old guys out there?
Yeah, a couple of them. I mean, like right off the top, like right off that loose ball right at the start, off the actual initial first dodge, like that's our defense. That's what we're known for, is packing it in and just being gritty. And once you get into the middle, like you're getting smoked by like 3 guys because we're nice and packed, we're nice and tight. And then pick great ground ball in trouble running into space. And then obviously Nate taking advantage of a mismatch there, and Nate did what he does best, and just rip the ball.
Close my eyes and shoot as hard as I can.
Close your eyes, shoot hard. That's it.
Made a career out of it, no doubt, no doubt.
Wow.
Well, Schaefer, you're one of the guys in on that, on the defensive side of that play. Anything you remember about that game or about that play specifically?
What's God? I was trying to remember a little bit about Catawba, but it was a great win by our program. Looked that play pretty much. I couldn't tell who was on ball there. Had him going down the alley. We had the first slide, got the ball out. Should have got it on the first ground ball probably, but got out again. Mitch hitting Kev, and Kev, good outlet pass to Jake Smith, and great clear by us, and then Nate took advantage. So yeah, it was a great play all around.
Dude, that Schaefer, that was the all juice box defense right there on that play. That was you, Mitch, and Jake in making that play, man.
Yeah, I know. What's it called? A lot of hustle, a lot of meat down there. Yeah.
A ton of meat, a lot of meat.
Yeah. Bunch of big guys.
Talk to me a little bit about what it was like, kind of playing with those guys. You didn't know any of those guys, kind of coming into Tusculum from Hartford. So just kind of getting to know those guys a little bit. How was that?
No, it was great, and especially we connected really fast because I think originally when I got there, I was the only one in fall ball, and then I think Jake came later, and then Mitch came in after the first semester. So kind of had to gel quick, but it ended up working out. We all kind of used our own abilities. You got Mitch, who great at picking off passes, probably has the best stick I've ever seen as a defenseman. You got Jake, who that guy gives 110% whenever he's like on the field or practice anything. That guy's motor is insane. On ball, nobody's beating him. And then got me trying to help out and stick like play up to their level. So just three good guys down there. And then JP and Kevin goal was always a great, I think, great start to the program on defense, and tried to build from there.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely a lot of talent. We had, defensively in the early days for sure. So, I guess kind of to wrap up this clip before we go on to the next one there, Nate, talk us through I guess your sequence there to kind of end it.
I realized I never really got a short stick matchup, and a lot of the guys were on the opposite side of the field. So I just thought that'd be a good time to attack. And I couldn't tell if it went in off that shot or if I missed the net, but I just realized I had some speed there. I was pretty fast out there. So I just thought it was a good time to take advantage of a short stick matchup and just tried to bury it.
I had my new assistant cut that up. So because it ended right there, I figured that did not end in a goal. but regardless,
yeah, I assume not. So,
well, regardless, Crayons, what did you see there? Anything?
There's nothing like seeing Quinn eat. I'm not talking about the plates that he would get, like the 70 plates he would get in the cafeteria at Tusculum. No. I'm talking about Quinn on the lacrosse field, making people his prison woman. Quinn McKittrick. Quinn McKittrick. The man knew how to get you right where it hurt, knew how to take the ball from you, and I doubt that ended in a goal, but I doubt it ended in a turnover. And look at that, the knee brace showing the speed too. Telling those Coker fans what's up.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, Quinn. What do you remember from the play?
I didn't know I could run that fast. I'm pretty sure Chris Linker had the WD-40 or whatever oil on the sideline ready to go. I was squeaking all the way back. No, just tough D all around. I remember this game was tough D, good, a lot of good first touches, and right there I caught him with a good first touch. Ball came out and tried to make my way upfield.
You manhandled him.
So, Liam, what were your thoughts there? Anything from that game or that guy making that play?
I mean, it definitely fired up the whole bench. I can remember that one. I mean, it's tough not to get fired up when you see Big Red absolutely chuck someone and then pick up the GB. So, I mean, the guy benches 1,000 pounds. So, it's only natural he's throwing their middies all over the place. Just a great play. Big Red, tough guy, great hands. Just a great play all around.
Good deal. And I mean, again, you played in this game, Keegan. Any thoughts? Anything you can remember from this one?
I mean, I just remember going in, like, every time we go into Coker, there's something always happens. Like, there's always some kind of adversity before we even get there. Either the hotels that we stay at, like, something's wrong, or we're late, or we can't get into the building. They leave it locked, so we can't get in, and we got to wait outside. Like, I think we waited outside in this game for a couple hours before we could actually get in, and it was so hot. I remember that. And then we finally got in. So, right off the bat, we're trying to keep everybody at a level space. And then, I think it was a 5-5 or 5-4 game at that point when that happened. So, Quinn kind of setting the tone, getting the boys going, and makes a good run down the field. And I mean, you kind of cut the play early there, so I don't know what the end of the play looked like.
Yeah,
but
the new assistant did that, so I assume it was a turnover.
Okay. Well, then there you go. It still gets the boys fired up, regardless of how the play ended. But
no doubt. Well, shifting gears here a little bit. Shay, talk to us a little bit about what's going on. What's new in your life these days.
Yeah. Well, back in June, I bought a house. Kind of just getting that all set up. I guess 20 miles north of Baltimore and suburb, still around Bel Air where I grew up, went to high school and Hartford Community College. So, and just trying to make it through this pandemic best I can. Everybody's staying safe out there. And I don't know, pretty much probably what everybody else is doing. So,
Friends, tell people what old Mr. K has been up to these days.
I just finished conferences actually. Just been hanging out teaching in West Michigan at West Otto High School. I'm coaching lacrosse. Just got done playing in a national championship tournament for American box lacrosse. So Quinn, it's a complete joke if you wanted to know. But I did get named to. I don't know if I should be like pumped about this or not, but I did get named to like the top 25 NLL prospects, which is kind of cool, kind of exciting for me. I'd love to play if I could never figure out what's going on with my knee and shoulder. But it's been a lot of lacrosse here.
Well, I mean, you're old, but you're not that old. You got to kind of, put some Band-Aids, some dirt on it for a little bit.
I hurt my knee standing up. What do you mean I'm not that old?
Yeah, it only gets worse. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, you're getting married soon, Coach. That sounds like it's getting better. You got someone to take care of your boo-boos.
Yes, because my body is breaking down on me.
All right. Well, you still got a princess there too helping you out, so you're all good.
Easy. You know the name. All right, Quinn. What have you been up to in the Grove?
Oh, in the Grove, always a special place. Right now, I'm currently on the last leg of the application for BC Sheriff's Department, so hoping to get on with that. I just had my interview, so fingers crossed, just waiting on some results on that, and then hopefully get on. Other than that, I've just been working at a supplement and nutrition store. So if you need your protein, I'm your protein guy. All right. And then also just been coaching, actually, if you can believe it or not, Langley U15 field. 3 days a week. We suffered our first loss to Coquitlam. So if Liam hears that, he's going to be pretty pumped, but it's all good coaching after this tonight. So yeah.
Quinn, if you told me after college you would be dealing supplements at a nutrition store,
you would believe it.
I 100% would be like, yeah, that makes sense. and then Sheriff, dude, that's awesome. When do you hear back?
End of this month, so pretty quick. I interviewed beginning of this month, and they're interviewing all this month. So
Is that something that like you have to like, I don't know, like what are the qualifications for that? Is it
so it's completely different than American sheriff. So basically, you are in charge of prison transport. So you transport prisoners from jail to corrections facility to courtroom, and then handle paperwork and stuff that involves that. So yeah,
that's literally the plot for Con Air.
I don't know. It's either that or, corrections officer, and I could form a, longest yard lacrosse team at the old prison. I feel like that'd be a good plan.
Well, Quinn, I don't think there'll be anyone trying to escape after they take a look at you. Yeah, no. I'm probably good. I probably don't need that guy coming after me.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, and no knee brace. They're not going to even see a single weakness.
No, I know. I'm fast now, baby. I'm fast.
Well, first off, let's go. Nate, you obviously did not play in that game, but anything you kind of pick up on or notice from that clip?
Mine kind of froze a little bit, but it looked like we took advantage of. It was a good step down shot. I didn't see if it went in originally or not, but it looked like it was just a good. He had when he was dodging, he had tapped his man, rolled out, and just hit a guy open for the step down. So that's all I could really see, and it kept cutting in and out. So
gotcha.
Parents can't afford the good Wi-Fi here right now because of pandemic. So,
Lou, you got to pitch in all that plumbing money.
I'm actually going to the bank tomorrow. I might be buying a condo this week, so that's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, growing up, it's fun.
No doubt. Well, Liam, take us to the play, man.
Well, Will Cookman made a great dodge, drew two men there. I always remember I enjoyed playing two men with Will because he had the box background. So he made a really good play, drawing both guys down the wing, left me wide open for a shot. So, I mean, the work was totally done by Cookman, and I just had to finish. So a great team play there.
Yeah, for sure. Keegan, Liam's not really known for his outside cannon there, but what'd you see from the play?
Yeah, I mean, I know Donzie can shoot the ball. Like whenever he has the opportunity to let the thing fly, it's going home. There's a good chance it's going home. So, I mean, no surprise for me that he buried that ball, but it's just a great play. It's Tusculum Lacrosse, right? I was watching my lazy ass try and run it off ball there, and I was probably calling for the ball even though Donzie was winding up wide open. But I mean, when he's got time and space like that, he's burying it. So great shot, and it worked out. Great play, great dodge by Cookman.
No doubt. And I mean, that's such a big play because I can tell you just from talking to other coaches in the league after the fact, but that's a clip that everybody showed for the remainder of the season because really for the whole year, the scout was, oh, don't worry about 23. He's going to dish the ball off, to big number 3 anyway, for the time and space ripper. Liam showing that he's got a little bit of range there, definitely kind of helped to keep teams a little bit more honest as the season went on. So definitely a good play, a big play. Schaefer, you're on the other end of the field for that. What are your thoughts from that play or from the game as a whole?
No, it's gone. It was a great play. I hate kind of getting stuck, hung up around X when you're not behind there and the guy's kind of just hanging out. And I couldn't tell who that was, but he took advantage and made it
Kransberger,
right?
Yep, that was Kranz.
Kranz.
How about the celebration?
Kransberger using his speed to his favor there. He's a shifty guy and quick and finished. Just made a great play. So.
No doubt. Good deal. Well, obviously, you were on that side of the field for that. Nate, what'd you see?
We gave him some good space. The guys up top kind of stayed up a little bit higher because we knew Kranz liked to go from X, and we knew he could beat anyone from X with his speed. He did finish high to high though, so that's something he's got to work on in the future. But it went in that time. But no, it was a good play. We moved the ball around good, and he took advantage of a guy in the wrong area, and he just went to the net with speed and finished it nicely.
No doubt. He'll love hearing your comments on that for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
he'll come back at me because I always finished high to high.
Well, Liam, talk to us a little bit about what's new, what's been going on.
Well, I recently started a job this past mid-September, so I've really just been kind of in the learning curve of that. Just learning about it's at British Columbia Lottery Corporation, so I'm just really in the warehouse shipping. It's more a supply chain, so there's a big learning curve with that. Enjoying it, getting used to it, enjoying the benefits. But yeah, that's really the major thing in my life. A little help from coach in the job interview process or the references. So big thank you to coach for that. But that's really the main thing that's happening in my life right now.
Oh no, I didn't do anything at all, man. I told him that you wouldn't burn the place down. So
that's perfect.
That's huge at a lotto corporation.
Yeah, that's all I needed, baby.
Nate, catch us up on what's been going on lately.
Just been working. I'm actually coaching up in Nanaimo right now with Kevin Crowley. So Crowley started a program called Fusion Lacrosse out east in Philadelphia, in that area. And since the pandemic happened, he's been living in Vancouver. So he's trying to kind of build a program out here. So we started one up on the island, and it's just once a week. I drive up to Nanaimo after work, and we coach kids from grade 4 to grade 12, and for 3 hours, and just try and get them extra reps. We already have one kid who's might be committing to a D1 school in the next week, so it's pretty good. The kids are developing a lot. It's a great experience to get to learn from Kevin Crowley, one of the best guys to play the game. So it's been a lot of fun. And then just working, doing the old plumbing stuff.
No doubt.
Nice.
So, you're
might be buying a condo this
holes now.
week, so oh yeah.
Well, good, man. Well, we had IDA. Isaiah Davis. Alan was on on a call with the guys a few weeks ago, and he definitely name dropped you a few times of being maybe one of the worst roommates of all time. So
I can believe that.
Yeah, whatever.
He actually had nothing but great things to say about you, which was surprising.
I loved IDA. He's a great guy. That was a perfect guy to have come talk to the team.
No doubt.
He's definitely a good role model.
So, as a guy who did not play in that game, Schaefer, any memories about playing games against Coker or anything you see from that play in particular?
Yeah, our Coker, I always just remember great facilities there and had a couple good battles there. I tried to be keeping up with, I watch as many like Tusculum games as I can nowadays. So I might have been catching this one on, I think, the YouTube, but yeah, it was great. Great face-off win and kind of a little bit of unsettled. The guy just took advantage and finished. So.
No doubt. So yeah, we like going to Coker for sure. There's always something weird happens there, but we like going. All right, Keegan, take us through the play, man.
All right, I remember this perfectly because it was a battle all game, and we had just scored to go up 13-12, and then the face-off happened, and I was close to you on the sidelines. And I remember you yelling at me saying something like, big time players will make big time plays or something like that. Like, what are you going to do?
So
and then I got a little pissed off because I'm like, we just scored. I'm like, I just thought we did good. So then I helped out, got the ball from, I think Joel there. He made a great play on that to get that loose ball off the face off. And that guy was just pressuring me so far out. And I knew, with that much open field, I'm not the fastest guy in the world, but, being able to go straight downhill and, kind of like Nate's play before, just unsettled, just took it straight to the rack and, the gates kind of opened there for me. So I was lucky enough to bury that one and kind of seal the deal here in the fourth quarter. It was a good win.
No doubt. That was a huge play, man. That absolutely kind of took the wind out of their sails a little bit and put us in a position to really, bring that game home for sure. So definitely a big play. Now, I'm not sure you're like remembering that whole thing correctly because everybody knows I don't yell at anybody. So that's I don't know about that, but I think seriously though, it's cool to kind of hear you say that and then describe kind of how that went down because I tell the guys every single year, like I always have one guy that gets it a little bit worse than everybody else does. Like, and it was Ben Boyd. After Ben, it was Nate. And after Nate, it was Keegan. After Keegan, it was Liam. Like one guy always gets it a little bit. Right now it's Braden, so you guys need to call him and keep it, sharp objects away from him for sure. But, but I always have one guy. Liam, talk to me a little about what that's like to know that like you've got all the pressure on you for not only to from your team to perform, but then you're the guy that coaches kind of got the microscope on more so than anybody else.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's one I went through last spring, and it's still kind of fresh in my memory. But I remember one thing that helped me get through the spring and helped me get through practices and the scrutiny coming from coaches that you can only control your controllables. I think that's a saying. Usually we don't really say it on our team, but it's something that I was kind of thinking about when, particularly this last spring. You can only control things that are in your control. So just focusing on yourself and your game, and that's improving yourself, and that's the best gifts a teammate can give to his team. So yeah, Braden, if you're listening, just focus on yourself and know that things off the field, things going on the other side of the field, that's not in your control. Just focus on yourself and you can get through it for sure.
I guess, first and foremost here, Schaefer, what'd you see out of the play, just kind of, being on the other end of the field?
Yeah, Nate made a great cut. I think, fumbled the ball a little bit, but didn't quit on the play, scooped it up, and great BTB finish. And that one definitely got all the boys fired up for sure. So
Game winner. Just throwing it out there. Game winner.
yeah,
Game winner. We'll talk us through a little bit, Nate.
You want me to talk about this a little bit more?
Yes, sir.
I just kind of saw an opening in the field there, and I sprinted off, and I was winding up for the shot, and the guy bumped into me, and I lost control of the ball. But I knew at that point, I had in my head, I'm getting this goal here. So I wasn't ending until I got that ball back in my stick, and pretty much the only opportunity, or the only way I could get my shot off was a BTB, and it just went in nicely. But yeah, as soon as I dropped the ball, I knew I was not giving up on that play until that ball was back in my stick. So it was kind of a bit of a grind getting it back. But I think I actually have an Instagram photo of that. I threw the kid pretty far when I dropped it. But yeah, no, I remember that play a lot. It was definitely a play I'll remember for the rest of my life, just because once again, it was a grind getting the ball back, and then it ended up being the game winner too. So that was a good day.
Oh no, yeah, the finish was okay, but like, yeah, literally the guy being just moved and displaced, for the ground ball win. That's the best part of the play for sure.
No one was getting that ball other than me that play there. So
I like that.
Quinn, back to you. What's your best memory, like from a game, from a practice, whatever, during your time at Tusculum?
Practice. I was always a fan of 42 West Jenny. 42 was, whenever I'd hear that, I loved it. A memory that I have of practice that was my favorite my freshman year, watching Tony Gatewood run a TKO with the medicine ball around and just an animal not stopping, just loves it. And then my favorite game memory was beating LMU in that playoff game my first year, and then all the fans were standing on the wall, and we absolutely spanked those guys, and that was amazing.
Good stuff, man. Kranz, how about you?
For practices, it was always a blast. There was always an adventure, whether it was Ben Boyd wearing his watch to practice and thinking he broke his wrist, Kleinberg running the TOK and like looking like he was going to die because of the lack of water, to stuff like, in practice stuff, just having Kevin Haggerty chirp me after every time he stuffed me on crease, and then him switching to his right hand and then stuffing me on crease again with his offhand. Stuff like that. Like there was always some sort of like fun joke we had. It was such a close knit group of guys, whether it was my freshman year or my senior year. It always felt like, you're hanging out with the boys, and there's always something going on that's hilarious, and you got a joke. And I never went to a practice and didn't feel like we were going to have a good time. It never felt like work. And I think that's what it should be. That's between the boys and always having an up-tempo practice. And then I guess as far as games, man, if you put all the wins aside, because those are going to take every single one of your best memories as far as games, it comes down to like the little things. Like again, I remember stuff like in a scrimmage, Mitch Chapman throwing a behind the back pass to feed crease, like little things like that, where we were all just like, why did that just happen? That's amazing.
That was my recruiting trip. That's what sold me.
And stuff like overtime winners of Dallas Wade, like celebrating, like Dallas shitting me in the testicles with a shot my first time out there against LMU, Coach Carrington throwing a cone. And like you look back at that, and those points, right, it's like, what's going on here? It might not be the happiest, but you look back on those memories, it's like, I wouldn't trade those for the world. Those were some of the best times I've ever had. And whether we won, lost, it was always, just hanging out and having a blast.
You can catch us up on what's been going on, man.
I've been working a lot. I just started a new job at F45 Training. So it's a personal training gym. I'm the head assistant trainer there. Or assistant head trainer, holy. So I'm actually head of the Prodigy program that's just starting up. So basically I'm trying to get lacrosse teams in, soccer teams in, and it's for kids aged 11 to 17. So I got my, child personal training certificate all done and everything like that. So just kind of working on bringing in some kids and help them, learn how to live properly and educate them on different stuff. Because is a big it's a big issue with, you know, growing up not really knowing how to lift properly, and then, you know, you get to college, for example, and all of a sudden guys are throwing 3 plates on like Nate Wade, and then, you know,
We'll do
you're
that too.
freaking out. So, you know, it's going to be good. I'm super excited about it, and just trying to stay in shape myself and get ready for the NLL season, hopefully starting pretty soon. So that's about it.
No doubt. There's nothing more terrifying being a freshman that's never really lifted weights, and your first day you get grabbed, they get kind of, you know, pulled over by Nate Wade, and you're lifting with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was
look what I
the
did for you,
scariest
Keegan.
thing.
Look what I did for
Yeah,
you.
speaking of that, you want a funny story right now? When coach made me lift with Nate, because I like would just slack off in the weight room, and coach finally was like, "Kate, you're lifting with Nate. Like, Nate, you got to kick his ass. Like, we got to put some muscle in this guy." And I remember benching one day, and I could tell Nate already knows the story, but we were benching one day, and Nate would just make me bench at his weight, and then like if I would be struggling or whatever, he'd like help me out for the last rep. And I specifically remember laying on the bench, and I'm trying to push this weight up that's way too heavy for me. And Nate looks down at me, and I remember his face too. He was like, if you don't get that up, you're gonna kill yourself. Like, I'm not helping you. And I was like, what? He's like, and then he turned around and walked away. And so then I had to try and get the weight up there. But I mean, it did. Ultimately, I hated it at the time, but you know, it does help. It does help. You know, yeah, I had to. I'm still breathing.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah, what's it called? I guess rebirth. Our first rebirth was kind of like, it was like militarized version. I remember always like standing in those lines, couldn't move, like had to do push-ups everywhere, or like same time exactly, if not have to restart and all that. And I remember we were in the IPF, and the baseball team was in there with us. And after, they literally, like, a bunch of the guys would come up to us like, is that really what lacrosse is? Like, what's going on there? Like, I don't know. It was ridiculous, but rebirth's always like, it's a grind, but I think it brings the team more together. It's a great like team builder. Once you get through it, you feel a lot, or feel accomplished. And yeah, I guess I always finish up with like a barbecue. I don't know if that's allowed this year, but no, rebirth's always great. And I guess memories. Trying to think. The Lincoln Memorial game from, I believe, 2015, the overtime winner. That one kind of, I was thinking today, that one sticks out. Yeah. Because, I don't know, they were like kind of a newer team, and so were we. So it was kind of like we wanted to win that game also. And it was very spirited and fiery kind of game, a lot of chirps. So to get that win felt really good. So probably that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that was a grind. It was like a double overtime game. You know, that was the tough
Chris Ryan with the game winner there. I remember that. But yeah, that one was good to get.
I'd say my favorite game memory was definitely the Catawba Game 2019 when we were at Brevard. Obviously, great memory. Beating an OT, nationally ranked team. So I mean, that was obviously a great game. Scored a couple goals, no big deal. Had lots of fun. Yeah, great game. Senior day for Keegs. So yeah, unreal. Yeah, definitely one of the best top game moments for me.
No doubt.
I
played Keegan, how about you?
I played in a men's tournament back in September. And I was covering an attackman, and I was talking to him, where'd you go to college? He's like, oh, I went to Catawba. And I was like, oh, I went to Tusculum. And he was like, looked at me, he's like, seriously? He brought up that game. He's like, that game was the worst game of my life. He was like, and I was like, sucks to suck. But yeah, it was funny.
He probably got eyeballed by Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he probably did. That's tough for that kid. No, but for me, I mean, Liam kind of stole it. He's that Catawba game, like
that's on me, man. That
was like with all the adversity, like it was senior day, you know, couldn't have senior night on our own field. We had to drive all the way to Brevard. You know, my parents got to come down and watch that game, scored a couple goals, had a little bit of fun, and then I just remember when AJ got that ball, I can't even remember why he was down on the crease because it was
Well, it was my just kind of scatterbrain coaching style, right? It was like literally I wanted to get faster on the ride because we were losing every face off backwards. So I figured
that's right. So you put Liam up, right?
Yeah, so I pulled off Ramo and put AJ on to get a little more speed on the ride.
Okay, that's what it was. So, anyways, ball got turned over and AJ got the ball down on the crease, and he says he didn't see me, but I specifically remember making eye contact with him, and I screamed for the ball because it would have just been like a crease-to-crease pass, and then I was hoping I was going to be able to bury an overtime winner and on my senior night, but he chose otherwise, and I mean, good choice because he ended up scoring, and we win that game. But you know, that was just unreal to, you know, I think it might have been the first win ever on a senior night for our program. You can check the stats on that, but I think
I'll check the stats. It's certainly been a while, maybe like our first year or two.
Yeah, and then just rebirth wise, like just for the guys that are gonna go through rebirth and are currently having to go through this rebirth, like the biggest part for me, you know, not being, you know, the most physically talented, you know, when I was going through my rebirths was kind of just you got to take it one like block at a time. And I remember Tim Dumtra told me that. He said, you know, you got to take it like if you're doing 5 minutes rolling around in the beach volleyball courts, like you just got to work for 5 minutes. Like just finish your 5 minutes and then look on, see what's going next. Because if you chop it up into like 5 minute blocks, you can get through it. But if you look at it like, man, we've been out here for 15 minutes and I'm already dead and I got an hour and a half left, like that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble. You know, rebirth was like all the guys said before, it's an absolute grind. It's probably the hardest 2 hours that you'll ever have in your life. So, you know, once you get through it though, you know, the boys are all together and, you know, you appreciate each other for what you just battled through. So it makes it easier to go to war with guys every weekend, right?
No doubt. No doubt. All right, Nate, what you got, man?
For rebirth, one of the rebirths I'll remember the most is literally the day I got back from playing in the Minto Cup. I got put right into rebirth. No excuses, no nothing. I was dying. My body was still falling apart. But you still had even kids I've never met before. They're still like helping you push through it. Like my body was hurting. But no, yeah, rebirth, it's a mental and physical battle. It's something that I agree with Keegan. Like it brings your team so close together. I remember, well, probably should be saying this, but the time that I look forward to the most is right when it ended, because everyone could just kind of sit back and relax, and you knew you weren't going through that again, but you worked hard like as a team for that time. And the barbecue, whenever we go to Amy's after, I felt as though that's when everyone started clicking. That's when we started becoming a team. And I think it honestly does help bring the team together. Like you see who works hard, who's there for one another. And yeah, it's like you see everyone grinding out there, and it's like I want to put myself on the line to battle with that guy. And I think that's what really benefited us. A game that I always remember, didn't work out in our way, but the LR game. That LR game we lost in overtime.
2017, yeah.
2017, where it went to overtime. LR was one of the top teams in Division II that year, and that our team was we're on a roll that year. We're competing with everyone. I think we should have won that game. It came down to overtime where they beat us in a face-off, but Ross stripped the guy, got the ball. The guy's glove came off. The ref blew it down, gave it back to them for some reason, and they went down and scored. But that's just kind of a game where I felt as though everyone was battling. And it's just, once again, things change. Like nothing's ever perfect. But it's, yeah, that game's something that's been sticking in my head forever. Dallas and I still talk about it. Like to this day, I see him almost every day. And like, it'll get brought up every couple times we see each other. Just, I can't believe like we're one goal away. Like that's all, one goal away from being able to win the sack and all that stuff. So that's something that's been in the back of my head the whole time, every day.
No doubt. That was a tough one for sure. I remember passing by their locker room, after that game was over. I could hear their coach yelling, saying, the refs just gave you guys a ball game.
I've never seen a ref get off the field so quick. They left all their stuff on there.
Oh,
Well, they knew coach was coming.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Every coming out of your ears.
Every pylon in the area was at risk for a pylon throw that game.
Well, 2 pylons.
Coach Carrington pylon throw.
The classic.
I just remember that game too. I got speared right in the throat. I threw up on the field and threw up on the sideline. And you started get back out there. It's too close. So I had to like go back out, like wipe my face off, and ran back out there. But yeah, no, that's a game that I'll always remember, and it was a grind. But that's what I loved about lacrosse. That's what I loved about playing with our team. Everyone was always grinding, and the grinder of the week award, like that's something where it kind of pushes everyone. It pushes everyone to be better because you know you want a good social media photo. Get a nice little one with the hard hat, you know. I didn't get it much, but
I was gonna say, I'm like, let's go through this.
I think I won it 3 times in 4 years.
Me, Nate, and Liam were both, as Coach said, the guy our last years that kind of got the crap kicked out of him the entire year. How many times? I got grinder twice.
I think I got it 3 times in 4 years.
I got it twice, but I didn't get it for a couple of years. I was grinderless for my
I was easy. I was a grinderless, longest grinderless streak ever.
we actually, ironically, we just talked about this on Saturday, where I said a lot of times, you know, the grinder of the week award is not always a fair one because it doesn't reward guys that are kind of consistently doing the right things, you know, because then it becomes like a norm, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's the guys that are, you know, just make big bounds or big improvements over the course of a week or two, you know, the ones that really kind of benefit from that award. So, you know, sorry.
I was going to say, there's so many times we were standing in that huddle and coach was like, yeah, this guy had a big week, had a couple big goals last weekend, you know, had a great practice. I'm like, I had a pretty good practice today, I think. I'm like, I think this might be me. And then, nope, not a chance. Not a chance.
Well, guys, this has been awesome. I appreciate your help with this. Again, I'm going to try to, you know, use my limited knowledge of technology and put all this stuff together. And this week, go ahead and release it on. I figured out how to take a pre-recorded thing and put it on Instagram Live. So I'm going to do that so guys can make comments and stuff during the broadcast. But I appreciate the help for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem.
Coach.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. I will see you later.
Pleasure.
That's good.
Hey, wait, Joel never came on.
Who never came on? Oh, Joel. Yeah, Joel. He said he was going to try to get off work. I guess he didn't get off.
Ours. He's a salesman now.
Let's be working at Sunday night.
Yeah.
Selling cars.
Cars don't sell themselves, Shave.
The grind never ends.
Nobody wants a Kia.
No doubt. All right, guys. That's it.
All right,
See you,
nice
Coach.
seeing you guys. Later.
I want to see Quinn. I want to see the
We
defense.
do have some defensive
hey.
clips. This
Oh wow.
Quinn, I'm like you. I'm wearing a knee brace.
Yeah, you gotta fire it up. I'm past that now. I'm feeling fast these days.
See, I just finally got the torn meniscus. So
that's not good.
meniscus. That's nothing.
yeah. My name is Richard Carrington. I heal my own.
How you been, Coach? We haven't got to ask you.
Yeah, what is that? We don't get to talk to you, ask you a question in the break, or
You
what?
don't want to know what's going on with me. You don't care what's going on.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I know you got recently engaged. How's that going?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, careful because she's sitting right over there staring at me. Like,
Oh, okay.
Everything has been glorious.
Good answer.
Brownie points.
If I had a sign, it would say "Help me."
That's going on YouTube right there, Coach. If you cut this out, I will be
3
so
times if you need
mad.
help.
It's getting snipped. Don't chance.
Snipping it for sure.